Uh, you ever like have everything ready, and then as soon as you start, you like have to use the bathroom? It's kind of how this is. Ah, everybody, I'm Absurd. Welcome to Chatting with Abby. It's been an interesting week. Mira, go. Did you see it? Yeah. All right, there we go. Good, good. Stay in that way. All right. Oh man. Uh, so from the day when went floating, been a couple hours downriver. The My skin tone for my face and upper body is like the color I'm used to seeing, but like, well, you can't see, but all down here is still darker. Now my skin color is all mixed and matched together. But the subject of tonight's podcast is why belief doesn't accurately describe what it is that I talk about. So once again, I'll justify a lot of this by most of the definitions and meanings that I'm utilizing are based on Donald King's work and based on my understanding and interpretation of his work, which most of it doesn't have to be interpreted. He lays it all out there. It's like, oh, sweet. So, a belief is an agreement someone makes with themselves or with their group. Uh, a belief is an internalized phenomenon. Like, I agree that, you know, reality operates this way, and I'm going to respond to that agreement. Uh, the reason why that's inaccurate is because one, most of this information isn't mine. It is not my information to distribute. That this information isn't reliant or dependent on me or my beliefs. But belief simply isn't necessary to understand and utilize the information that I'm both taking in and providing. So when Donald says something, no matter what it is, typically belief isn't required to understand it. Uh, so you can just use logic and common sense. The reasoning process is required to understand much of what he says. The reasoning process. Uh, then looking from it mechanically. So with a belief, you've reached a conclusion. Like a belief says, I'm right, or we're right about this. This is how things are. And reasoning is a process of taking in and consuming information and output in real time. So belief is a stop process. And once again, belief says I'm right. I I don't know if I'm right. I really I really just don't don't know. Um, I know a lot of it makes sense, and I can't find flaws in the logical process of it. But if someone were to come along and were to make more sense, well, I'll probably switch to that since I'm just trying to be consistent with reality. I want to be consistent with how things are. Uh, I do have beliefs Like, I have beliefs, I have desires, I have feelings. A lot of times, specifically recently, uh, there are several conversations where the person is operating from a point of belief and they're like, hey, can you explain your beliefs to me? Like, well, I'm going to address the words that you're using. Um, and so, I go on to explain belief isn't accurate because this isn't an agreement that I'm making. This is something anyone can see and understand. Like, because this is all mechanical and it's all following proper steps, it can anyone really who's trying can trace it. It's like I don't believe that day turns into night. I can trace it. I can reason. Oh, look, this big ball of flaming gas sending energy this way, and nope, I can't see it anymore. It's gone, and all the lights, are gone. Oh, there's a difference. There's a noticeable difference. In the same way, there's a noticeable difference between belief and understanding. There's definitely a noticeable difference as soon as you start asking questions. Uh, I've questioned the beliefs that I held, and I question beliefs in others, and because I don't know their beliefs, they could be observations. So I have questions, and as soon as you ask a question, the ones operating from belief immediately jump to defending it. Why are you attacking my belief? I just asked, how does that make sense? Gosh. Clearly, it makes sense to you since you're the one. Well, I'm assuming it makes sense to you since you're the one repeating it. I just wanted to know if you could help, make sense to me. And then they hit you with, well, we all have our own perspective. And that's my point. Uh, I'm not using my perspective. Like, this isn't my point of view. This isn't what I think is right. This has nothing to do with me. A lot of the things I say has nothing to do with me. I'm not the source of it. I don't control it. I don't affect the outcome. All I'm doing is repeating information. Now, do I acquire some of this information with my own experience? Yes. Yes, I do. Uh, like when it comes to animal behavior, I don't tend to look up what science had to say about it. My own eyes work, my ears work. I can see the behavior on my own. Eren, look down. No, no, para allá. Mira. Hey. If you would go right to your bed, like I swear, just look inside your bed. Just trust me on this. You're so close. All right, you'll find it. I believe in you. And one thing I've started to notice is like, so I'm fully aware that people are trained to operate with the belief that they're right. I get it. I understand. I used to operate similarly, where what I agree with, I only is right because I'm smart and I make good decisions. So if I agree with it, then it has to be a good decision. No regrets, no regrets. Tattooed right here. But for the most part, I reached a point in my life where belief is simply not necessary. I don't need agreements to do the things that I do. Like, no matter what I believe about my body, I can see the results of doing push-ups every day. I can notice the difference between if I cooked some pasta and veggies with some broccoli, onions, and peppers. Versus if I go to McDonald's and get a burger, I can feel the difference in my body. Belief simply, there's no room for it. There's no room for it. And in many aspects. When I'm dealing with people, uh, I tend to form lots of beliefs, actually. Like, I'll see some behaviors like, oh, is this person attracted to me? I think they're attractive. It would be dope if they were attracted to me. Or it's like, oh, this person trying to deceive me? What is this look in their eyes? What are they trying to sell me? Do they even know that they're selling me something? And what occurs during those beliefs are, I see the aggression, and I see the behavior, and I'm utilizing belief until I can get enough. I'm using belief to search for evidence so that I can begin to use the reasoning process. So, like, I'm using belief to fill in the blanks until I can utilize the reasoning process, and then I don't need the belief anymore. I could just, oh, okay, I understand now. This person is simply acting in this way, has absolutely nothing to do with me. They're simply attracted to, let's say, the truth that they hear. And I'm simply the conduit for the truth at that time. So it's not me they're attracted to, it's the truth, and it's not me that they're trying to aggress against. They're trying to aggress against the truth in reality, but it's me that they get to interact with, so they feel they can just unleash their angers, frustrations, uncertainties, and insecurities into me. You know, try to use me as an emotional dumping ground, as a little punching bag. That's a no-go. Uh, Especially if I'm helping you. If I'm helping you, understand that I already have an understanding of the level of frustration you're experiencing. If you get into a car accident and you call me and I come and I see bits and pieces of your car in multiple locations, I get it. I understand. Your car was just destroyed due to negligence on someone's behalf. I get it. I also understand you're not about to release that anger and frustration you're experiencing from having your car destroyed into me and my possessions. You're not gonna yell at me. You're not gonna kick my dog. You're not gonna slam my doors. This is just unacceptable. And yes, I know that you believe you're justified. You believe that you've been wronged, and you believe that you should do things to make it right. If you can explain how doing any of this stuff to me and to other people is making it right for you in a way that makes perfect sense, I have at it. I got nothing. It makes sense. It makes sense. But if you're like, oh, I was mad and I was hurt, so I wanted to hurt you too. I wanted to feel powerful by having the authority to cause someone else distress as it's been done to me. Oh no, I've been through that already. I don't need additional stress. I don't need additional pain. I don't need additional means of causing trauma. Because most of what I do tends to bypass belief at this point. Like in the past, it's way different. I mean, like right now, a lot of what I do tends to bypass belief. I tend to not be heavily affected by trauma. Trauma being the fear of disempowerment. So essentially, I don't believe that I'm powerful. So I'm not scared of losing that power. Like most of my beliefs about my strength come from or are based in confidence. It's like, oh, do you think you can jump to 3 feet? Well, every day I jump 10 feet, so yeah, I think I could jump this 3 feet. I'm not gonna feel, disempowered if someone says I don't think you can do it. I don't need to prove it. Hey, I don't need them to believe me. If a situation comes where I have to jump to 3 feet, then yeah, I'll jump to 3 feet. And when I do, once again, they don't have to believe it. At no point did they have to believe I could jump to 3 feet. They could have believed whatever they want. In fact, I tend to not. I try not to interfere with other people's beliefs because I understand how deeply personal they are. It's an internal phenomenon. Uh, what I do interfere with is when they try to force those beliefs onto me. Uh, I have a few friends there. We used to hang out a whole lot, significantly less now, but they would be considered transgender, and so they have one set of genetic sequencing, and they believe they should have a different one. Hey, believe what you want. They told me not to call them this name. They said, hey, I want to be called this name. A name's made up. I got you. I'll call you the name you want. An issue occurred because they believed I should, for the sake of this example, so it's not necessarily accurate in terms of detail, just the principles behind it are accurate. They said, hey, you should say I'm a woman. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. I'll call you Cynthia. If you want me to call you Cynthia, I'll call you Cynthia. Like, if that's the name that you choose to go by, if that's the name you want to respond to, I can use that. But the claim that you're a woman because you want to be, because you believe you are, well, now you're trying to aggress against me. You're trying to force me into your story. And I don't want to be in your story. I have my own story. I'm not trying to drag you into mine, and I don't want to be dragged into yours. Live your story. Do what you do. I'm not the one that you're gonna have to deal with when everything's said and done. I can't tell you what to do. And if I'm simply trying to be honest. And if I'm being honest, when I see your bodily structure, when my nose picks up the pheromones and hormones that you produce, and when we interact, and I hear the frequencies of your voice, all of this tells all my senses that that Cynthia is a man. Says, oh, Cynthia is a man. Okay, cool. So, if a man wants to be called Cynthia, if a man wants to have, augment his body and have breasts, okay, cool. But the changes you make I see it like cosplay. You're a man cosplaying a woman. Like I have some friends who are furries. They like to dress up and pretend to be animals. And to me, it doesn't devalue who they are. They just simply like to dress up and pretend to be animals. They have these fursonas. And if they say, hey, listen, you're dealing with my fursona right now, so can you utilize their name and call me this? Yes! Yes! I will utilize the name as long as you understand who I'm talking to. But then it's like, hey, can you let everyone know, I'm a wolf. Well, you're not a wolf. Like, based on the definition of what a wolf is, you do not fit that definition. My bodily senses don't tell me you're a wolf. Tell me you're a human, dressed in the character of a wolf. The same thing about People want to be thugs and gangsters. Like, oh, my sensory faculty showed me that you're a coward, wearing the costume of a gangster. That's what you want to do. Do it, but don't bring it this way and try to force me into your inner story. Don't let your beliefs cause you to aggress against reality. Don't get mad that other people aren't agreeing with you, that they aren't agreeing with these agreements you've made with yourself. Like, you came up with this agreement and you came up with the terms of this agreement, or someone gave this agreement to you. It's frustrating to deal with. It's like dealing with a child. Child gets an idea that they have superpowers, and say, "Hey, can you buy me a cape?" Sure, I'll buy you a cape. Can I get some boots? Yeah, I'll get you some boots. Can I go on a roof and jump off so that I can fly? No. No, you can't, child. I'm not gonna take you to the roof and let you jump off so that you can fly. Well, you gotta acknowledge that I'm a superhero. You gave me the cape. I gave you clothes. You asked for clothes. I gave you clothes. And I not 1 second did I ever think you were a superhero. I had no reason to think you were a superhero. Reasoning, the active process, belief, the stopped process, belief, the conclusion, reasoning, the path. As long as I'm still alive, I'm still on the path. I haven't reached the conclusion yet. The other day when I was hanging out with Janica, afterwards, she was like, man, you're being really pedantic about the words. Like, well, no, it's like when someone believes something, and I know I mentioned this earlier, when someone believes something, they believe that they're right. Even though I've met God, I still don't know if I'm right. And that's how it works. I met this thing and interact with this thing. I don't know if I'm right. Now, I have very valid reasons to say, oh yeah, this is a natural thing. It exceeds the abilities of my imagination. Just like when I play with Erin, I don't really know if she likes me, but I have reason that she does because of the way that she interacts with me. She comes and cuddles with me and gets my attention and asks me to take her outside and looks at me, wags her tail while looking at the door and looking at my hand to try to bite me. And this is probably going to be ending kind of soon because she's getting really antsy. Alright, I got you, mamas. I got you. Let me just wrap this up, alright? Alright. But yeah, your beliefs, the agreements you make with yourself, do not entitle you to aggress against others in reality as a whole. It does not entitle you to try to force others to accept your inner story, to live and conform by the agreements you've made with yourself and your groups. It's not all about you. It's not all about, and hey, that applies to me too. It's not all about, like I mentioned, a lot of this information, not even mine. I'm just a fucking observer and repeating observations to see if other people can observe these same things. I'm just trying to see if I'm crazy or not. It's like, oh wow, there was a flash of light in the sky. Did you see that? No. Did you see that? No. Woo! I'm like, okay, maybe it's something different. Maybe I had a mental malfunction. Maybe I had like a tumor applying pressure to my brain and caused me to observe a flash of light that wasn't there. Maybe. I don't know. I can't see inside my brain. So I share my observations and I listen as other people share their observations. And during the middle of it, because I do actively try to think in principles, then I start to see consistencies and inconsistencies. And well, when I see the consistencies, I'm drawn towards them. When I see the inconsistencies, I'm drawn away from them. So I don't want to be inconsistent. I don't want to be around people with inconsistent behavior. Where one moment they're sitting there listening, understanding, and using their reasoning process, and the next moment they want to be edified and worshipped as a god. Well, I'm going to treat you with the consistency. So I'm not going to edify and worship as a god just because that's what you feel like you should do. I'm going to treat you with the same love and respect that I show everyone. The same love and respect I show myself. The same love and respect I show Aaron. The same love and respect I show my mom, my brother. The same love and respect I show strangers. The love and respect that makes people think I'm good at my job. It's like I'm not even doing anything special at this job. I don't view these people as customers. I view them as people. These are people who simply want what this company is selling. Alright. Hey. To the homies I met last night. Thank you for talking to me. Thanks for being in the conversation. To the people I hung out with this weekend, thank you. To the people who I was messaging this week, I appreciate it. And to whoever's watching this video, I want to talk to you. I want you to join in the conversation. Hey, follow me on Facebook. My name is Absird Charles. Follow me on Instagram. ABSIRD1. It's Absird1. Let me know what it is. Let's get to chatting. And look, I would love to have more people on this show. Like, either in person, in the chat. I film these on Fridays and Sundays. It tends to be Friday afternoon to Friday evening. Like before I go out and about, So yeah, Fridays afternoons, and then oh, she really likes it. Nice. And then Sunday mornings. Fridays afternoons and Sunday mornings. I don't have a particular time yet. Once I make some adjustments to my life, I could be able to have a time. But yeah, hit me up, join the conversation. Abby.